Hi, everyone. The New York Giants are indeed the champions of Super Bowl XXI. This evening in Pasadena, they blasted the Denver Broncos 39-20. It was a tale of two halves. All the important elements to Super Bowl XXI were in place. 101,000 witnesses, Mickey Mouse and good friend Mickey Rooney, George Burns, and the Hollywood exit sign. A big help to all of those out-of-town folks. Oh, yeah, somebody also brought a football, and it didn't take long before it was put to good use. On Denver's first possession, they walk away with 3, thanks to the foot of Rich Carlos, good on the 48-yarder. The points were barely on the board when the Giants struck back. Phil Simms completed 6 of 6 in the air, 1 to Zeke Mowat from 6 yards out. New York took the lead 7-3. Back come the Broncos. John Elway on the keeper, 10-7 Denver. That very easily could have been 16 for Denver by halftime, but Carlos missed 2 3-pointers. The Giants' defense accounted for 2 more points thanks to an Elway safety sack. Denver led 10-9 at the half. As evenly matched as the game was in those first 30 minutes, it was equally as mismatched the rest of the way. The Giants simply dominated. Simms, who was named the game's MVP, threw 2 touchdown passes to Bavaro and McConkey. Joe Morris ran in from the 1, Otis Anderson from the 2, and former Colt Raul Alegre accounted for the other 7 points, including a 21-yard field goal. The Giants live up to their press clippings. They win their first ever Super Bowl championship, 39-20, the final.
My guys got a good work ethic. They're dependable. They're reliable people. And I think the challenge will be to see what we can do and maybe separate ourselves from some of those other great teams. If we can come back and keep competing the way we have, I think we'll be competitive for a while.
We had a lot to prove, our offense coming in here, because people didn't say anything about us all week. And I think everybody thought our receivers couldn't be a part of this game. And we had something to prove, and we talked about it all week. We were going to come out of here running, and we were just going to see if they could cover us. And the receivers, everything, the game plan was terrific. It really was.
The heat of the first half really made it much more difficult for us to play, but guys were getting tired. The second half, when it cooled off, we came out and said, hey, this is our type of weather. Let's go out and play ball. And I think the cool weather in the second half gave us momentum to go in and play well.
We knew going into the ball game, or felt like going into the ball game, we couldn't get in a scoring contest with them because their defense is a 2-minute defense all the time, and we just didn't have enough to keep it interesting there in the third quarter.
To basketball now, college basketball to talk about. The Kentucky Wildcats knocked off 18th-ranked Navy this afternoon at Rupp Arena. The Middies' toughest weapon, David Robinson, wasn't enough to handle the Cats. He finished with 45. That matched a career high. Freshman Rex Chapman on the run. He scored 22, pulls up and hits the jumper for the Cats. They led at half 40-31. A little bit later on, James Blackman on the break. Eddie Sutton and company win it. 80-69 is the final. Meanwhile, at the Capitol Center, the DePaul Blue Demons lost to Georgetown 74-71. Pick it up, Hoyas on the break. McDonald will take the ball and knock it down. Dallas Comegys finished with 19. He will hit under the bucket. The Demons, the last of the top 20 teams to get beat. The loss snaps their 16-game win streak. The Hoyas again out on the break. They win by 13 over 16th-ranked DePaul. Our last stop is to the Boston Garden, where a couple of old warriors of the NBA got together, the Sixers and the Celtics, and the Celtics win. Larry Bird, familiar shot, will hit the jumper. At the other end, Charles Man with a mission. Barkley makes the move in the lane and will hit. You probably have the feeling that you've seen these highlights before in your sleep, a month ago, maybe a year. Anyway, the Celtics hold on. 111-96 is the final. And on a related note, the Pacers are back in action Tuesday night in Atlanta to face Dominique Wilkins. That's sports.
And we're back with some comments about collecting your winnings. Coming up tomorrow on Channel 6 News at 6 o'clock, we'll report on an appeal by local, state, and national officials for volunteer blood donors to meet a critical blood need. And we'll tell you about the completion of the largest bank merger in the history of Indiana. Those stories and more at 6 o'clock tomorrow on Channel 6 News. Finally tonight, no matter who they bet on in today's Super Bowl, some Indianapolis area gamblers will have a tough time collecting. Yesterday, Indianapolis police arrested 70-year-old James Hodges on charges of professional gambling. And after his arrest, the phones where Hodges was arrested were ringing off the hook, so police began answering the calls and recording them. So the people who try to collect may only win trouble with the law. That's our report. Thanks for joining us tonight. With Dave James and Kevin Madden, I'm Greg Todd.